Every neighborhood in Long Beach has its own heartbeat, and Belmont Heights, it's all soul. Tree-lined streets, craftsman homes, and local spots that feel like extensions of the neighborhood itself. Today, I'm spending the day wandering through the corners that define it. Places where the coffee's familiar, the stories linger, and every block feels like a memory waiting to happen. This pocket of Long Beach grew up more than a century ago, but somehow it still feels like a small town. Old school meets new energy. Coffee, cocktails, craftsmanship, all within a few walkable blocks. Let's start at the place that's been feeding the neighborhood for generations, Ma and Pa's. If you grew up anywhere near Belmont Heights, you know this place, Ma and Pa Grocery. It's been here for over 100 years, and it's run with this old school, family-owned energy that never goes out of style. Originally built as a family home back in the 1920s, Ma and Pa's eventually became the neighborhood all-purpose grocery, a place for sandwiches, jerky, and gossip over the counter. Today, Renee and Zach Henderson keep the tradition alive, hand-slicing jerky, flipping burgers, and serving the kind of made-to-order meals that feel like a time capsule of community. It's the kind of place that hasn't changed, because it doesn't need to. But just a few blocks over, Belmont shows off its modern, creative side at Prism Boutique. Welcome to Prism Boutique, where Dana's curated California style has turned this little stretch of Belmont Heights into a destination. Dana started Prism with a simple goal: create a space that blends slow fashion, local artistry, and that effortless Long Beach aesthetic. Inside, it's all sunlight, linen, ceramics, and calm. A boutique that feels more like a creative retreat than a store. Every piece here tells a story, often from a local maker or independent designer. So tell me, what inspired you to open Prism Boutique? And tell me how long you've been here.
So we have been here over 12 years, and even when I was younger, I always knew I wanted to have my own clothing store. I didn't really know what that meant, and I kind of just said it. And then I worked corporate retail for over 10 years, and I just knew that I had to try. And so I left like my corporate job with the great benefits and, you know, the ladder that I had been climbing, and opened a little store on the side of the road that, and you know, some people were like, oh wow, like, you know.
12 years ago, wasn't that during the recession?
Yeah, we opened in 2013, so it was after.
Okay.
Yeah. But I had gotten married, and then, yeah, I sprung it on my husband that I want to leave my job and open a store. And I always knew that, you know, if it failed, I could go back and get a job. And so luckily I haven't had to do that yet.
What a leap of faith.
Yeah, it is.
It worked out.
It is. It is a true labor of love.
Can you tell me a little bit about the process, or kind of the thought behind how you choose what brands to feature? I know you feature a lot of independent brands and makers, and you know what that process is and how you select those, or which ones are especially meaningful to you.
So a lot of people ask, like, how do you choose? And you know, a lot of it just comes down to like, if I love it, if my team loves it, my buyer Alyssa loves it, then we agree that we want it for the store. So whatever kind of sparks joy and gets us going, you know, and when you're doing this for many years, like, you kind of see a lot of the same things repeated. So we want to be excited about the product, therefore our team is excited, and then we can be excited for our customers. So whatever kind of brings us to light, you know, we have things that we will carry over and over again, like tried and true, that you'll see at Prism every time you shop here, and those are things that we really believe in and we restock, but we're always trying to introduce something new. So we're, you know, kind of searching high and low, whether it's, you know, on social media or however we're finding these brands, and we give it a shot, and we believe in that brand, and we kind of place a bet and buy it and bring it into the store and hope our customers love it.
And you're supporting a local business and a local business woman who lives in Long Beach. So I think that's also something that you kind of gets into the background, but it's also a very important part of what makes Long Beach so great and such a great community.
Yeah, definitely. All my employees, you know, live in Long Beach. A lot of our vendors live in Long Beach. We have a lot of like women artists. We also carry larger brands you may recognize, like Levi's Premium and Free People, and a lot of brands like Made in LA, Made in US. So, you know, you're kind of supporting a wide range when you come in and shop.
It's small businesses, some slow fashion, and really supporting many people who are a part of the fabric of the community. So Tell me about either a brand that has become iconic to Prism, or maybe something that's one of your personal favorites, or a brand that you might have taken a chance on that ended up blowing up.
One of my favorite clothing brands is called Donnie, and they're based out of LA, and it's very like elevated basics, like timeless silhouettes, like very good quality. I recently got a kind of trench coat that's out of a fleece fabric. It's so soft, and that is, yeah, a brand that we just love and believe in, and I think our customers have loved it too.
This has been so fun, getting to know a little bit about your history and kind of what drives you and how you select everything for the boutique. It's so evident that the curation and that feelingness of wanting to delight your customers come through, because I certainly feel it every time I come in. I always find something that I think is delightful and unusual and would make a great gift.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again for sitting down with me.
So fun.
And I just hope that, you know, everyone in Long Beach realizes what a treasure this place is, and whenever they think of, you know, gift giving, it's one of the first places that pops up.
Thank you so much. Yes, come see us at Prism Boutique.
Belmont Heights does balance beautifully. Heritage on one side, design and discovery on the other. But now, it's time for something that's both classic and cult favorite. Pizza from a place that went from a van to national headlines. This is Speak Cheezy, and if you've heard of it, you already know it's kind of a big deal. Started by chef Jason Winters, it went from a traveling pizza van to what the Washington Post called one of the best pizzerias in America. Jason's passion for fermentation and locally sourced ingredients gives each pizza that signature tang and chew. It's unapologetically Long Beach, a little rebellious and a little refined. So thank you for sitting down with me today and telling me a little bit about Speak Cheezy. You started in a van.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that, and also, how did you land here in Belmont Heights?
So during the pandemic, I played a lot of guitar, and I had a studio in my garage. I was watching a John Mayer interview, and it was about being listenable. And so I just kind of had this epiphany. I had Urban Pie, which is a mobile wood-burning oven trailer that I would tow around, and I just wanted to be more accessible, especially during the pandemic. So we would bake the pizzas in the morning in the big pizza ovens, the wood-burning ovens, and then we would package them up, load them onto a van, and then we built a pizzeria inside the van. So we could literally drive up to Hollywood Boulevard, open up the back of our van, make pizzas within 20 seconds for 30 people on a megaphone with Instagram, and then we could drive off. And we would do things like that. We would go all over LA and do these pizza deliveries.
That is so cool. It's like guerrilla pizza. Mm-hmm. That is so cool. You have this incredible sourdough crust that you've been doing for a long time, before it was so trendy.
Sure.
Tell me a little bit about the process and how you got started with that.
Oh God, the process for sourdough, I like to compare it to the prosciutto leg story. The alternative cut of beet that they learned how to work around and make into something beautiful. We were in Pershing Square. It was a really hot summer. I think it was like 12 years ago. It was a really hot summer. We're in Commerce in our catering kitchen. We're in Pershing Square. It was just extremely hot. And my dough was overproofing every day, and I was like, F the yeast, no more yeast, I'm over it. And we had my mom's sourdough starter in there. And we had a Headley and Bennett event the next day. It was to help raise funds for the Tehachapi Grain Project. So we took out the yeast and we used some of their grain, and it was just like all within that moment that we kind of had this epiphany to like, the pizza was better. We were using these local grains, and then we just kind of proceeded forward. So that's how the sourdough came about.
Tell me a little bit about how Speak Cheezy reflects the Long Beach food culture.
I think as of recently, just all the collaborations that we've been focusing on with locals in the community. I mean, we're not just working with chefs, we're working with tattoo artists, we're working with musicians and locals within the community. So
tell me about that. Tell me about what these collaborations look like with musicians or tattoo artists.
I mean, we're doing things that we wouldn't normally do. We have an excuse to do them. Like James with Long Beach Food Coma, he designed a Morning Glory pizza with a Cambodian pizza that had a coconut curry gravy on it, and that's something that we wouldn't have been able to do on our own. So I think that as a chef, I always try to tell stories, and I think this is the best way to like create a new dish.
So what's next for Speak Cheezy?
What's next for Speak Cheezy? What's next for me? So many.
Everything.
So many things are kind of up in the air right now. We will see. We will see. There's a couple different directions. I would love to expand, have a place for people to hang out, and we'd love to kind of venture out of Belmont Heights, and there might be some potential that we would be doing something non-pizza related. So we'll see where the road takes us.
That's really exciting. So for people who only know the brick and mortar, do you do catering, pop-ups, anything like that?
We've been doing catering for about 12 years now, all over Los Angeles and Orange County, up to 6,000 people. So
wow, that's huge.
Yeah, we do that with the vans, and then we recently did the pizza, the competition with Brian Addison. So I think people got to see that we can do more than just pizza too. So, hopefully there's something on the horizon there.
That is also exciting. Yeah. Well, thank you for sitting down with me, and I'm excited.
Yeah, thank you. Good to have you.
And when the afternoon settles in, there's one last stop that's been holding court in Belmont Heights for more than 70 years. The Reno Room, and its next door partner in crime, Coco Reno's. The Reno Room has been here since 1950, an old school dive bar with just the right amount of grit and charm. Step inside and it feels like time slows down. The jukebox hums, the pool balls click, and every stool seems to have a story attached. And just next door, Coco Reno's brings a burst of color and spice to the mix. Tacos, cocktails, and that unmistakable Long Beach energy spilling out onto the sidewalk. This spot started as a hangout for sailors and longshoremen, a working man's refuge that's aged into a beloved institution. Today, it's a blend of regulars, professionals, and creatives, the kind of mix that keeps Long Beach interesting. You'll find strong drinks, vintage decor, and more stories than the walls can hold. So the Reno Room has been here for decades.
Yes.
What is it about it that makes it so timeless?
I think that we're holding on to that dive bar feel still. We're not trying too hard, and we are holding on to our regulars, but still welcoming new people in. I think just mostly our sense of community that we keep holding on to is a big part of us. And also, a lot of the girls have been here for a very, very long time. So I think a lot of it is just the retention of my employees that have helped this place kind of keep its charm, for sure.
What kind of a crowd does the Reno Room attract today?
I think we're a pretty good mix of everything. I think we always can tell that by the music that's playing on the jukebox, and I always say that, like, some of the Fridays or Saturday nights that you're in here, you can kind of see it going all over the place, genre-wise. So we have everything from people that are coming from the ports, we have our old-timers, we have the new faces that are coming in that are just getting to know, like, the bar scene in Long Beach, and then also just we do welcome a lot of our industry friends from around the neighborhood. So we're lucky that we have a few here on the block, and so everybody kind of bounces back and forth between these couple spots here on Broadway. So just a pretty good mix of a crowd, for sure.
So are there any old school traditions or stories that some of the regulars still talk about?
I know that back in the day, this place was completely different. I think everybody has this crazy Reno Room story.
Everyone
for sure.
does, right?
We have like the love story, like people meeting here, but definitely I'm sure there are plenty of wild stories. And I was talking to my bartender earlier, one of our traditions for sure, since we do have that sense of community that's so important to us, we do host our Thanksgiving dinner and Christmas dinner every year for everybody to come and join. And so we do a huge potluck. So this is the nice part, aside from our crazy Reno Room late night stories, but we do host and welcome everybody to come have dinner with us on Thanksgiving every year. And then Christmas morning is a big kind of gathering spot here as well.
I had no idea about that. What a wonderful gift to give back to the community, because a lot of people don't have family to go to and they're alone, and this community is their family.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful. Speaking of food, tell me about how Coco Reno's and the Reno Room complement each other. It's this really interesting synergy.
As far as the food going with our drinks, for sure. Coco Reno's has been around for a while also, but for example, Fridays and Saturdays we're open till 1 a.m. So the late night food is definitely a big thing around here. The rest of the week we open till 11, so there is a lot of the late night, but it also just kind of helps it out, also bring more of a day crowd as well. And so they kind of go together hand in hand. And the food is so good. I eat here a little bit too much, but it never gets old.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest things here.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is it's that sense of community, it's welcoming every type of person that would wander in here, from old timers to newcomers to new generations, old generations, fostering community with holiday dinners, potlucks, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then also being a really affordable, authentic option.
Absolutely.
And that's what makes you guys such an institution.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we're holding on to that. We're still wanting to be that, I know we remodel things here and there, but we still have that authentic, kind of nostalgic feel to
Yeah.
it. And we have people that have been coming in here forever. We love seeing our regulars, we love seeing new people, and just welcoming everybody else.
Well, thank you so much for telling me a little bit about the history. I love learning about that.
Thank you.
That's Belmont Heights. Old school and new, comfort and creativity, all sharing the same few blocks. What I love about Belmont Heights is how it holds both history and heart. You can grab a sandwich at a century-old grocery, shop modern design next door, and end the day where the jukebox never sleeps. It's Long Beach at its best, rooted, diverse, and always inviting. This neighborhood doesn't try too hard. It doesn't have to. Its beauty is in its balance, in its people, and the way that it keeps evolving while staying true to itself. Drop your favorite Belmont Heights spot in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Long Beach stories. Stay curious and keep exploring.